Hey you guys, welcome back to the channel where we review anything and everything. And today I'm just kind of speaking on some of the Black Friday sales going on in regards to Blue Yeti right now, because I just find that these power stations are not only an amazing product, but um, they're actually, I feel like, essential if you are a homeowner and you have to kind of worry about things like blackouts, because I've actually had that before, depending on where you're located. And what I mean by that is, if you're in a place that is, more urban, city like, your blackouts may not be for as long. If you're more like kind of like in the woods or a little bit more off the grid, or even just kind of in a town where, the houses are spread out like a couple of, 100 feet, and places like that, they usually don't get their power back up right away. I think that these things are essential. So I wanted to purchase one of these for a long time. I purchased one earlier this year, maybe somewhere between like May and July of this year, 2024. And I got it on a sale price. I believe it was a Prime Day sale. I actually misquoted my sale. I actually paid about, it was a bundle with the solar, 200-watt solar. This is the AC 180, and I paid about like maybe 750 for it, or about 700. So it was a good deal, but some of the deals that are going on now are even better. This unit right now by itself is 479, or we'll just say 480 on Amazon right now. I'm going to have the link in the description. Also, they have the older version of the one that was slightly bigger than this, or double its power, which was the let me see. I think they're about to do away with that model. Actually, it was called the 200, the AC 200L, and that one was considered to be pretty good. It has some certain features about it. It's about double this one size if you need that. I'm going to kind of go over what I think the sizes match for what you need. But I want to say really the best values are this one, the AC 180, or the AC 200L, which is going for $1,000. And that has 248 watt hours. This one in front of you has 1152 watt hours. And then the newest one, kind of replacing the AC 200L to some degree, is the Elite 200 V2, which has 2073 watt hours. But the main thing is some of the features. It's very similar to this one, because this was a more newer model. So it's very similar to this one, where it gets rid of some of the um, extra features that might kind of just, I'm not going to say bog it down, but are not as necessarily needed for all people, and that allows them to give it a little more power, give it a little more, how much it can push in terms of its, like, I guess the term is lifting, or how many like uh, the watts that it can actually handle in terms of like the flow output in that immediate moment. I know I'm saying it wrong, but you, for those who are familiar with it, you get what I'm talking about. The actual surge amount that it can handle at a given moment, not just how much power it contains, but how much it can output at that given moment. Which for this one is that number there, 1800. And the kind of more newer ones also are a little bit smaller for their size, for what you're getting out of it. So the newer Elite 200 V2 is a smaller size than the AC 200L, though it has slightly more power. Negligible, but still slightly more power, and I think better cycles. But the older one also, I think, has expandable properties with expandable batteries, where the newer one I think doesn't. So it depends on your need, kind of research, but I definitely would say this is a time to jump on. This video primarily is for the purpose of saying jump on the Black Friday sales. The Elite 200V, I forgot to mention the price, was pretty much 1100. I'm going to have all three of those linked in the description. Once again, I definitely recommend it. This right here will power your refrigerator. Now, I'm not really too sure as far as like a deep freezer, because I went to my friend's recently, and he had a deep freezer. I know many of you guys have the deep freezers for, holding a lot of your, if you like to buy in bulk and have it there for a long time. If you have a blackout and you have a lot of food inside one of those, that's going to be a big problem. Now, I know those are going to run heavier than, say, a regular refrigerator, but from what I've done some research, this right here which is, I would say, like the smallest of the big ones. So if you live in kind of a very like, urban or city like area where like a blackout wouldn't probably be longer than maybe somewhere between 6 hours, 8 hours. This can work a regular size standard refrigerator for about 12 hours. Um, with that being said, you wouldn't go below this size. You can go above it, but if you do have one of those deep freezers, I'm not sure how this would fare on one of those because your standard refrigerator is not always on. It turns on for a while. It starts the cooling process and then it turns off and it lets it sit for a while. Similar to AC, once it reaches the temperature it needs to hit and it'll stop. So that's why it can last a long time. For all you guys with deep freezers, just check with that. I'm not sure how those run because I don't have one of those, but nonetheless, that is the reason why I think these are a necessity. Is if you have a blackout and you lose all your food, I at one time had a blackout happen right when I went food shopping. And I would say half the things in my refrigerator I threw out. Some of them I was able to put into the freezer from the refrigerator. So things that require only refrigeration, not freezer. When I put them in the freezer, I knew that I had some time with them. And certain things that are not like milk and this things like that are not like that, like meats that you can kind of cook right away, right after. It wasn't so much of a big deal. But I lost about half of the food in my refrigerator at that time. And so at that time, I lost somewhere probably about $100 to $150 worth of food in that one moment. So if this right here is on sale for $480, a blackout essentially, maybe two or three blackouts, depending on how much food you guys have, depending if you got those deep freezers, whatever the case is, you'll pay for this in a couple of blackouts, let alone the fact that the essential knowing that you feel, at ease, you got power during a blackout. Obviously, you can use it for powering lights as well. Someone did a test on a channel that I watched where they powered a light, one lamp, and the refrigerator, and it lasted about 12 hours. So if you need more of them, you can get a solar package. So that way, even if the blackout goes beyond, say, 8, 10, 11 hours, at least if you have some daylight, you can have your solar charger going as well, give you some extra juice. These things charge up in about an hour's time to 100%. So with that being said, um, even if you got to take it, run to a friend's house who has power, charge up real quick, and then come back and start using it, you could do that. But just advertising the Black Friday sales right now, and probably will be the same for the Cyber Monday. So jump on them if you can. As always, you guys like, share, comment, subscribe, and I'll catch you guys in the next video.